Today I'm working on a 2012 Mini Cooper, just showing you how to replace this little display switch panel here, this switch unit. This is what it looks like, the new one. Pretty easy to remove this center console. Symptom is this: none of these switches work or just do anything with the display. The display lights up just fine. There's faults, input faults from the switch to the display when you scan it. So yeah, it's, if you look at the design where it's at, it's like a perfect thing to pour drinks into. It's almost a funnel designed for that purpose. But anyways, pretty easy to do. You just want to remove these two Torx screws right here, and right here. Remove those. That's you're going to use a T20. And then on the back here, you're going to pull this little piece of rubber back. The light's in a horrible spot. Sorry. This little piece of rubber, pull that back and get another T20 screw right there. Undo that, and then this whole thing is kind of loose. But yeah, if you don't want to pull the shift lever off, you can just kind of take this around and yank that up, and take this boot, kind of pull that up a little bit, and you can actually just work, when you take this off, you can just work it right around the top of this shift lever, and then you can get to the plug. All right, now with this all loose, all you have to do is those 3 screws, and then you can kind of just fight this thing upwards. You're gonna sneak your hand under here and undo all these plugs. There's a couple plugs for this control. This switch here, you can see where that's located right there. That one plug. And then up here, there's another plug for the cigarette lighter. So undo those. I'll show you what it looks like when I lift it up. All right, now with this up, pretty easy. Like I said, you just undo this, you undo that plug there, you just pull on it. And then the one plug on this control unit. There's also this. I don't know if this is optional or if they all have this little media input. So what you can do is, what I ended up doing was, as I was doing it, I just kind of got my hand under here and pushed this forward, pulled it through like this, and then I unplugged those 2 plugs. Very easy, little push-in tabs to undo them. And then you can just pull that out and then reach in, undo that. And then the whole thing just comes straight up. So this is a good time to clean this, especially when it's, it's kind of like this, kind of gross. And with everything out, you could even run this in the sink. There's no reason to not, this can get wet with the control unit out and the switch out. So you're gonna use your same T20 to undo these 4 screws, and then you can just pull it from the inside from the inside out. So you can just undo those 4 screws, yank this right out of there. There it is. I cleaned it up a little bit, took the new one and just kind of put the 4 screws back in there, put it back in place. Pretty easy to do. Now I'm just gonna drop it back into place, plug everything back in the same way it was. You can take these 2 wires here that go to the inputs that go to this little switch, and kind of shove them through the hole, and then you can plug them in and stick this in after the center console is positioned. So I'm going to do that now, get this thing back into place, put the 3 screws back in. There you go. Everything bolted back down, plugs are in place, everything is good. Kind of fit this trim piece back on there, and yeah, everything works good. So give it a test. Make sure that when you turn the car on, your display responds to all these inputs. You probably have some faults stored if you're doing this at home and you don't have a scan tool. If everything is working correctly, you won't really have any faults on the display or anything like that. It'll be fine. You'll just have stored faults for the signal missing from the switch. So yeah, that's it. Pretty easy job to do. Definitely something you can do at your house. Save yourself some money. So thanks for watching.